All right, this one is all about prepositional phrases. This is the last of the grammar section that I'm going to do with you guys. So, hallelujah, yes. We're going to go back into mug shots after this, and we'll work through the rest of our grammar now that we understand that sentences have structure, right? Okay. We're going to look at prepositional phrases at this point. A preposition is a word that indicates how a noun or a pronoun relates to some other word in a sentence. Examples of preposition include before, throughout, and with. Some prepositions are made up of more than one word, such as in front of and except for. A prepositional phrase is made up of the preposition and its object, and any modifiers of the object. Examples of a prepositional phrase: before the storm, during heavy rain, and in front of an old barn. Prepositional phrases may act as adjectives or adverbs. Generally speaking, they are. Okay? They're diagrammed a very specific way, just like everything else. Okay? To diagram a prepositional phrase used as an adjective, place a preposition on a slant line below the noun or pronoun that is modified. Place the object of the preposition on a horizontal line connected to a slanted line and lying at its right. The slant line should extend just slightly beyond the horizontal line. If the object of the preposition has any modifiers, write them on the slant lines below the object. Sounds like craziness, right? Like what? Really? So we're going to go through and I'm going to teach you how to do it Miss Arnie style, right? Okay. Prepositional phrases are interesting. If you take a look at an object, and I say that this is a stapler in my hand right now, okay? This stapler, where is it in relationship to me? In my hand, in your hand, right? In your hand. From your perspective, it's in your hand. That's a prepositional phrase. In your hand is the prepositional phrase. Does that make sense? It shows the relationship of the stapler to Mrs. Arnie, okay? The stapler is now where to me. On the desk, but where to me? To the right of me or next to me, right? Okay? So that's the relationship of the object to Mrs. Arnie, okay? So if you're telling somebody you've left your badge at home, you're calling your mom, crap, you're going to get in trouble, right? And you're calling your mom, and your mom's like, where is it? And you're like, dude, I don't know. I think I left it on the floor next to my basketball shoes. It could be under my bed. Do you see? Those are all prepositional phrases. Does that make sense? Okay. Because it shows a relationship of one noun to another. Okay? You understand? So good so far? Okay. So we understand what prepositional phrases are. If we can knock out prepositional phrases in a sentence, if we can find them, it eliminates a lot of the wordiness we like to do in sentence structure. We like to use prepositional phrases because we like to be descriptive in our language, okay? And so we want to be able to explain things, and we want to be able to demonstrate where stuff is, right? Okay? So if we can eliminate some of those, we can find the subject and the verb a whole lot faster. All right? So whenever we were doing our mug shots and I asked you, okay, guys, let's find all the prepositional phrases to figure out who or what are we talking about, we would wipe those out pretty quickly in order to figure out our subject and our verb. Do you remember doing that at the beginning of the year? Okay. That's where we're going to go back into, all right? We're going to find those prepositional phrases. Prepositional phrases will never be the subject of the sentence. You may have other phrases and other types of phrases that will be the subject of a sentence, but not the preposition, okay? They are adjectives or adverbs. That's generally speaking what they are going to be, okay? Your object of the preposition is not going to be the subject of your sentence. Do you understand? Okay? Because it shows a relationship of two nouns to each other, all right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and diagram these, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight the actual example so that you can see how to go through and diagram this. All right, so we have most people in Emma's class like rock music. Who or what are we talking about? When we're talking about people, we got to do that baseline still. Yes, you see me highlight it? We still have to do that baseline. Then we've got to do the subject predicate line. We've got to go ahead and talk about who or what are we talking about. We're talking about people. People is going to be your subject. What are people doing? They like. There's your verb. They like who or what. Now we're looking back at that direct object sentence because this is an action verb, right? Okay. They like who or what, so now we have music, which is your direct object, okay? What kind of music? Rock music. Here's your adjective. Describing music, yes? Okay. How many people? Most people. Here's another adjective describing people. Now, we have people, what kind of people, what people, more descriptive of those people. Which people? People in. Now we have the prepositional phrase. Okay. We have in. Then we have the noun class that ends the prepositional phrase. And then the word Emma that's in between. So if you take a look, you have the beginning. Here's the prepositional phrase in Emma's class. You have the preposition, which is in, and it goes to class. It is the noun that follows the preposition. That's your object of the preposition. OOP. Okay? Object of preposition. It's an acronym. OOP. It's called object of the preposition. It's the noun that follows the preposition. Why is Emma not the object of the preposition? That apostrophe S throws Emma into the adjective state, doesn't it? So it's not going to be the object of the preposition because it's not a noun. It's an adjective. It's a noun functioning as an adjective. Okay? All right. This class is the noun that is related to that preposition in. So that class is going to be the object of the preposition. This line, the first one, in, is a prepositional line. This line attached to it, it's going to be horizontal always. Because it's a noun, every noun goes on a horizontal line throughout all of diagramming, including the indirect object, okay? It's a noun. This is the OOP line. Note, there's this little tail. Do you see it? There's a little tail at the end. That tells me it's a prepositional phrase. Do you understand? That's the signal. Hey, I'm a prepositional phrase. I'm not any other kind of phrase, okay? And then any modifiers that modify the object of the preposition will go directly underneath it. And if you have multiple modifiers, Emma's first class, Emma's last class, Emma's whatever class, they'll all follow under just like any other modifiers will in a sentence. Do you understand? Was that clear enough? Yes, let's go ahead and put this into practice, okay? Prepositional phrases, the object of the preposition can have another object of a preposition in relationship, can have another object of the preposition related to it. For example, Mom, go get my badge. It's in my room, under my bed, next to my shoes. Bed and room are related. Shoes and bed are related. Do you see? So you literally can branch like a family tree. Do you understand? Okay? And a prepositional phrase can go off of a prepositional phrase, can go off of a prepositional phrase. Make sense? Okay? So like for Emma, we have in Emma's class during would be the preposition during first hour of her day. Check that out. Does it branch off of each other? And branch off of each other and branch off of each other. Class is to hour and hour is to day. Do you see it? Make sense? Okay. So it literally can go down and down and down and down depending on how many prepositional phrases you have next to each other. Okay? Got it? Okay. We're going to go ahead and scroll down and we'll go ahead and do the diagramming for this. Posters throughout the city announce the rock concerts. Very first thing we need to do is what, guys? Baseline. What's the next thing we need to do? Subject, predicate, line. Who or what are we talking about? We're going to start marking these sentences, please. Mark the sentences with me, okay? Posters. What about the posters? What did they do? They announced. They announced what? Concert. That's the direct object, isn't it? Because they're doing something. It's not a linking verb, okay? What kind of concert? Adjective. Which one concert? The article adjective. Okay? Now what about throughout the city? This is how we're going to mark our prepositional phrase because throughout the city is going to be the preposition. Does that make sense? Okay? We're going to put brackets around our prepositional phrases. We're going to put brackets around our prepositional phrases. Throughout is the preposition, and we're going to label it P-R-E-P. Wow. The city is going to be the noun that comes directly after the preposition with the modifier the in between. You following? Okay. City is going to be the O-O-P. Object of the preposition. It's an acronym. Which city? Article adjective, right? Makes sense? So far, so good. Okay. So let's go ahead and put the diagram together. We have posters as our subject, yes. And it's capitalized because it begins our sentence. Posters, what did they do? They announced. Now, because this is a direct object line, our line needs to go up and down just to the diagram baseline, not through it. Concert. Underneath, we have the concert, rock concert. Okay. So we've got concert, rock, the, announced, and posters. Is throughout the city related to concert, or is it related to posters, or is it related to announced?
No.
Posters. Which posters? The ones throughout the city posters, right? So it's going to be an adjective prepositional phrase. Do you see? Okay. So to do this, you're going to draw a slanted line like you do for adjectives and adverbs. Then you're going to draw a straight line like you do for the baseline. And then because we have a modifier, you need to draw a modifying line coming off of that straight line, okay? And you're going to put throughout. Let's see if I can fit it there. I got it. Okay. The, underneath, city.
Watch this loose tonight.
Teachers, please pardon this interruption. If you have students that have Seek Out T-shirt order forms, please allow them to come to my room at this time. Thank you.
I'll go get mine to her today during breakfast. Okay. So we good there? You understand? Easy? Easy peasy. Let's do the next one. Holders of the particular tickets would also receive passes to the backstage areas. All right. So let's go ahead and do this one. Baselines first, yes. Subject predicate line. Who or what are we talking about? Holders. What are holders doing? They're going to receiving, not just receiving. There's a helping verb. Can you find it? Would receive. Very good. Helping verb. And then receive is going to be the verb to it. Would receive what? Passes. Now you've got a direct object. Yes? Now, what about also? Does also answer one of those questions over on the board, the adjective and adverb questions? Does it answer how many, what kind, which one? No. Does it answer when, where, how, and under what condition? Under what condition, doesn't it? Also receive. Under what condition? Yes? Okay. So we have an adverb. Okay. Now, what about of particular tickets? What is that? It's a prepositional phrase. Particular is not the noun. Particular is an adjective talking about what kind. Tickets is the noun. Okay. What about two backstage areas? That is also a prepositional phrase. Okay, so let's mark our prepositions. Of is the prep. Object of the prep is tickets. Particular is going to be your adjective modifying tickets. And then you have a prepositional to. You have areas as your object. What kind of areas? Backstage adjective. Okay? So now let's go ahead and diagram this, all right? We have holders. And then would receive goes together. Because you would is the helping verb to receive. Then you have a direct object. Would receive what? Your direct object is passes. How or under what condition would they receive? Also, right? Okay. And then does the of particular tickets modify holders, would receive, or passes? Holders. Very good. So it's going to go underneath holders, modifying what kind of holders? There's your prepositional phrase line. With the tail, there's the horizontal line for the object of the preposition. Then you have the modifying line. So you have of on the preposition line. The object is going to be tickets. What kind of tickets? Particular, right? Particular tickets, okay? Then you have two backstage areas. Is that modifying holders, would receive, or passes? Passes. So there's your preposition line. Here's your object of the preposition. Here's your modifier. Okay? Passes to areas is your object, and backstage is your modifier. Easy? No. Yeah, it's challenging, but it's doable. Yes? We can do this. We got this. Okay? We do. All right. Let's go on to the next page. Let's take a look at it. Okay, here we go. Will you get tickets for the show? We have a question mark, don't we? What does that question mark tell us? There could be two verbs and it starts with a verb, right? Usually speaking, right? Okay. So we have, what comes first? Baseline. What comes next? Subject predicate line. We have the question mark, so we know that this is going to start with a verb, will, right? And it's a helping verb. So where's my next verb? Keep going. My next verb. Get. There's the verb. So where's my subject? You. Subject. Okay. Will you get what? Tickets, the direct object, right? Where's my preposition? For the show. Preposition, object of the preposition, show. Modifier, which one, what kind? Article, adjective, right? Let's diagram now. You. Will is going to be capitalized. Get what? You will get what? Tickets. All right. Does for the show modify you, will get, or tickets? Tickets. Preposition line. Object of the preposition line, modifier. Okay, that one was simple, yeah? This one's going to be just the same. All right, next one. What comes first? Baseline. What comes next? Subject predicate line. Who or what are we talking about? Spotlights. What did the spotlights do? They lit. They lit what? Stage. Direct object. Okay. What about the? Which stage? The stage. Article, adjective, right? Okay, can you tell me my preposition? In many different colors. In prep. Colors. Object of the prep. What kind of colors? How many colors? Many colors. What kind of colors? Those are both adjectives, yes? Very good. All right, so let's go ahead and plug it in. Spotlights. What did they do? Lit. I just asked you and then I answered it for you, sorry. Stage. Lit what? Lit stage. Which stage? The stage. The prepositional phrase. Spotlights, lit, or stage? Spotlights. Preposition line. Object of the preposition line. Article line. Or not article. Oh, and there's more than one, isn't there? Modifier lines. Oops. Sorry. So we have in is your preposition, colors, Many girls. Different. Good? Yeah. Let's go ahead and parse out this next one, and then I'm going to have you diagram it, okay? Let you guys diagram it, but I'll go ahead and get it started. The loudspeakers behind my ears blared announcements about souvenirs. So that rhymes, doesn't it? Okay. So to get this going, we need the baseline, subject, predicate line, right? Yep. Who or what are we talking about? Loudspeakers. What about them? Blared. What did they blare? Announcements, direct object. Okay. Which loudspeakers? The article adjective, right? Now we have behind my ears. Very good. What's the object? Which ears? Making that an adjective, right? Okay, what about souvenirs? It is a prepositional phrase without any modifiers, right? About is a preposition. Souvenirs is the object. All right. This will be loaded up into your Google Classroom for you to refresh on Monday, okay? And I will try to add a second video to go through any of those that may branch off, okay? Okay. Have a good weekend, guys.